The federal government of Nigeria has secured a 1.5 billion concessional loan for budget support from the World Bank. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, revealed this while briefing State House Correspondents after the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu. Edun also discloses that an $80 million financing from the African Development Bank was also approved by the Council. This is to finance a project in Ekiti called Project EKZ, basically to support young people and towards advancement of technology in the country.
Nigeria has been able to make the kind of macroeconomic moves, has been able to take the tough decisions to restore balance in the economy, in the government's finances, that has warranted support, that has gendered and that has elicited even support from the multilateral development banks. And it's on the basis of that that the World Bank is willing to consider and to process on our behalf $1.5 billion of concessional financing, relatively cheap financing, and financing that will be disbursed relatively quickly. And that was what was presented to the Council.
On his part, the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Atiku Bagudu, says the executive is in talks with the legislature on consideration of the minimum term expenditure framework 2024 to 2026 and also the projected presentation of the 2024 budget of 26.01 trillion naira to the National Assembly.
The $700 reference price assumes our optimism. The assumptions include oil price benchmark, which I said for 2024, we are assuming 73.96, oil production of 1.78 million barrels a day, exchange rate of 700, then the inflation of 21% and GDP growth rate of 3.76%.
Also, the Ministers of Labour and Employment and Industry, Trade and Investment said they presented memos on various interventions, including the approval of the implementations of the federal government's agreement with the organized labour.
But we went beyond mere agreements to tell them that something different this time is happening. Because one part of the agreement was to file it in a court of law, which we have set the process already. And the other one was the presidential approval. There cannot be any presidential approval more than the Federal Executive Council. So we presented them to the Federal Executive Council. We analyzed on each and every aspect of the agreement, and to show the genuineness and also the provide for harmonious and a good industrial relationship.
The Finance Minister also reiterated that President Tinubu would not breach statutory limits in obtaining budget support facilities from the Central Bank of Nigeria through the Ways and Means Advance.